What it do? Tapping in. You read the description. Druski got everybody in an uproar. Not everybody, but you know, he made a skit about mega churches, and some pastors have responded, and he got them in an uproar, and I like it because I be looking at a lot of shit and a lot of um a lot of this church stuff have got out of hand, like ATM machines, private jets, Prada, Chanel, Rolexes, Audemars, Cartiers. You know what I mean? Shit has got out of hand. You know what I mean? And a lot of people is so blind by false leadership that they make excuses for it. That oh well, my pastor can't have nothing nice. It ain't about not having nothing nice. It's about I don't know. Like I just want to feel cool, even if he do got a job on the side and he like, well, I'm not using the church money. I don't know. It's just it's very materialistic shit going on with pastors. You already had the one dude out of New York who was on the show, scammed the old lady out of 90K. Nigga had a Rolls Royce, Dior, had a camera crew following him, Cuban. Like the pastor shit has got out of hand. You know what I mean? Before cameras and social media, you always seen pastors with Cadillacs, Jaguars, you know what I mean? But like now social media has made it to the point where you want to be swag or you want to be drip, so you got pastors acting like they rappers and entertainers. You know what I mean? So Druski skit to me, I like it. You know what I mean? He just pointed out how shit is. You know what I mean? And what it do. Hit that like button. You already know, yo. I'm good for sure. We talking about that Druski skit that got everybody in an uproar because he telling the truth how mega churches is. They got ATM. Some of them you even gotta file your W-2s or show them your W-2s. Like I ain't gonna say no names, but it's a chosen few of them out there who ain't shit. You know what I mean? So mega churches is I salute, love for sure. But I think Drewski is not wrong. I'm glad he did it. I'm glad he getting the attention he get. And he pointed out the falsehood in people following false leadership with these pastors wearing Prada, Chanel. We're not saying pastors can't wear Jordans. We ain't saying pastors can't get fly. But the shit is out of hand as far as ATM machines in the church, and they want to know what you make a year, and just the one pastor, I forgot the one pastor, y'all can look this shit up on the net. He was on the podium. He had his ushers lock the doors and tell them nobody can leave until he raised a certain amount of money. That couldn't have been me. That would have been the day me and the pastor would no longer even been cool. You feel me? You know what I mean? Like these pastors is getting out of hand. You know, and what's crazy is people so caught up in the false leadership and searching for some type of leadership that they make excuses for these pastors by saying, well, my pastor can't have nice things. My pastor can't, my pastor this, my pastor that. Like the belief that other humans put into their pastor, like he really some type of healer or God, is unbelievable to me. You know what I mean? This nigga human like us, man. You know what I mean? Like, yes, God worked through people, but like I don't know. I'm glad Drewski did it. I'm glad he touched a lot of people and made them feel sensitive. Hit that like button, subscribe, and set your notifications. I'm glad he did it. You know what I mean? Um, I fuck with Drewski. All his skits be funny. You know what I mean? And sometimes certain things gonna rub people the wrong way because they know they was the ones who he touched and offended. You know what I mean? Basically, if the shoe fit, wear it. You getting offended all in your feelings, responding. You supposed to be a pastor, someone cussing and just crazy. And like, I'm gonna say this too, and then I'm gonna get off of it. To me, being a pastor is like you got to be weird or something to me. Like you mean to tell me out of all the things you inspire in life, you want to be a pastor. Like you really want the weight of what comes with being a pastor. You know what I mean? Like you willing to take on a strong leadership of being a pastor. And I don't know, that's just a lot of responsibility as far as on I don't know. To me, that's just out of all the careers. I don't know. I don't think I would take that career. You know what I mean? But the Druski skit was fire. I fuck with it. Even when I get off the net, I'm gonna go tap in with it again, laugh, hit the like button, and support them because it's only facts. Y'all be private jets, uh, mansions. You know what I mean? Side chicks in Brazil. Like, come on, like y'all just. And like I said, you got ignorant people so blind and caught up that they look at it like, well, my pastor can't enjoy stuff. My pastor this, my pastor that, and all the whoop de whoop de whoop and all this shit. So it's like, Druski, keep doing your thing. You had all us laughing and shit. You know what I mean? Because deep down, if you laugh, it ain't just because it's funny. You laugh because it's the truth. We see it on reality TV. We see it on the internet going through our news feed. We see it on Facebook. You know what I mean? We see it everywhere. Like y'all is out of hand. Dior is y'all wearing bags and shit. Sharkin 267, how you doing, my mans? What's up, family? Hit that like button, support your boy. But we talking about how Druski got everybody in an uproar, and how, to me, I'm glad he did it. I'm glad he touched people because he only offended those who know it's true. These pastors done made everything so materialistic that they raising money for private jets, funders to go here and there and wooty 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 doo and all this shit. It's out of hand. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be real with you. I don't go to church. You know what I mean? Like I got a direct relationship with my heavenly Father, Jesus Christ, the angels, and you know what I mean. I don't need a middleman. You feel me? And that's what a pastor is, a middleman. I'm not gonna pay for nobody's services. You know what I mean? So everybody go watch that Druski shit. You know what I mean? Showing some love by hitting the like button and supporting them and laughing at other people who he touched deep down because you know in reality he talking about your ass. You a scumbag. You know what I mean? And a lot of these pastors and churches, dog, like when shit is in disarray and a lot of shit going on, you can't even go to them and borrow $700 or $1,000 because you behind in rent. You know what I mean? And then when you do, they gonna want to see proof, which is to a certain degree ain't nothing wrong with it or whatever. But they gonna go to beyond and over before they finally get that cheese to you. You know what I mean? And then you might have to worry about them telling other people about it. You know what I mean? They is normal humans. You know what I mean? We got to get out of that because he's my pastor that they are held to a high regard. You feel me? No, you human like me. You know what I mean? So the Drewski shit, I fuck with it. I'm glad he did it. You know what I mean? And I'm just depressed at the government as a gay man. I'm scared. Nah, you ain't gotta be scared. I mean, one thing about who you is, you gotta accept and be proud of what you chose. Once you choose something, you be 10 toes down with it. You know what I mean? And you stand firm on it. You know what I mean? So if a one-on-one situation come and you already made a choice, you got to stand on the choice that you made and don't duck it. You know what I mean? Your way of living and your choices is your choices. You can either answer for them or become a victim. You know what I mean? Now, Drewski shit. Tap in with Drewski. French Montana Max B. If you ain't heard, go tap in with French Montana Max B. They shit lit. They always had chemistry. French know how to play his role. Max know how to play his role. So they always miss perfectly. Like even in interviews, like French will be like, he just know when to talk. They just know each other. You feel me? Nobody is overdoing it. They got a hit record. That's a hell of a way to come to the crib. The problem with a lot of religious people is that those who view love as sinful just because my love don't look like their love. Well, one thing about love, love don't come with um, barriers. You know what I mean? You gotta live for you, and once you decide to jump over a certain fence, you gotta stay there and be down to suffer the consequences of what comes with it and hold it down. You know what I mean? But French Montana Max B, ever since you left me, when you live that shit and you hear certain songs, you can relate. it makes it even more better. You know what I mean? The moment I heard it, I knew that shit was a hit. I know them too. I was around. You know what I mean? So to see back then to now, and then you do 20 years, come home, make a hit record, you able to touch different stages and audiences that either they may have heard or haven't heard, make money, go on tour. You know what I mean? Max B done set the standard so high that even now, when you are somebody who come home, they use the term now, Max B treatment, because the nigga got so much love and the shit was so crazy that like how Cameron from Dipset invented "We in the Building." For those who don't know that when they say "Oh, we in the building," Cam from Dipset started that shit. You know what I mean? Appreciate y'all. Hit that like button, subscribe. My response to them is if you'll figure it out, man. You know what I mean? Until then, you know what I mean. You gotta stay in your world and you know what I mean. Focus on what decisions you chose. You feel me? You know what I mean? Some figure it out, some don't. It's all on the individual. Hit that like button and subscribe. But they always had great chemistry. And these boys been rocking since the DVD era. You know what I mean? I know. You feel me? Like, if I ever wanted a friend or whatever, relative or anybody, I would validate firsthand French Montana. You know what I mean? He is the definition of what you call real friend. And not just for materialistic shit. Like, if your friend stayed tapped in with your kid your whole bid, that's a real friend. You know what I mean? And it's very rare, man. You know what I mean? That you really meet your match as far as like as a friend. You know what I mean? It's very rare. So what it do, cuzzo? Tapped in. It's very rare. You know what I mean? Like a lot of us may think we have friends, but only time will tell who was really your friends and who not. You know what I mean? And that only that you only find that out with growth. As far as on seeing how like when you and people who friends when y'all separated and everybody's going on their own journey, it's not that it's because it's beef. It's because of that just how life gotta go sometimes. Like you gotta, everybody gotta. It's like everybody running their own company. So you gotta go do you. You gotta go do you. It's not personal. You know what I mean? But it's like everybody gotta, set their own tone and do their own thing. Then that way, when y'all form like Voltron and y'all link up and talk, y'all really got something to talk about. The street life ain't even a conversation because y'all talking about other shit. You know what I mean? So, um, French Montana, Max B, like I say, they give me the Bun B, Pimp C vibe, Memphis Bleak, Jay Z, Yayo 50, you know what I mean? Cameron, Freaky Zeke. So, you know, I really fuck with it though. You know what I mean? And they album lit and fire. And if you ain't heard it, go check out Coldway 3.5 Narco. That shit lit. And the single right now that's got it lit is Ever Since You Left Me, shit fire. You know what I mean? Now, Charleston White made a statement saying that black men don't have skills. And I don't agree with that. You know what I mean? Because in order for a lot of things to run, not since back then, currently today, is at the hands of a black man and other nationalities too. So me hearing him say that black men don't have skills is unreal to me. You know what I mean? You got carpenters, roofers, construction, bricklaying. You know what I mean? All type of different skills. Even driving a caterpillar is a fucking skill. You know what I mean? Painting is a skill. So sometimes Charleston White can say some shit, but a lot of times he don't be saying no shit. So that was one of the things that he said that I just don't agree with him saying black men don't have skills. You know what I mean? Like in order to run a machine at a plant that requires skills, in order to do what you need to do on your job requires skills. If you didn't have skills, you, you would basically be getting a check every month from mental issues or some shit or whatever. But yeah, I definitely don't agree with that statement he made. You know what I mean, Charleston White. And like I say, he say some shit, but sometimes he just be and it flies over your head and you don't pay it no mind. But I had to say something about that shit. That's definitely not true. You got people right now, as I'm talking, doing a skill somewhere, whether it's building a highway, a bridge, asphalt, um, a plant, Amazon, all type of shit. Driving a fucking tow motor is a skill. Driving a forklift is a skill. That's why they test you and train you before they just put you on it. You know what I mean? Different companies got different rules. It don't matter that you was driving that at Walmart. You work for us now. So like I said, I don't agree with when he said black men don't have skills. Like that's definitely not true. But sometimes he say some real shit and sometimes he don't. And the majority of the time he be tweaking and he don't say real shit. You know what I mean? So we're gonna give him a pass on that. You know what I mean? I had a question. Somebody say, "Why you ain't been talking about your Lakers?" I'm gonna keep it real. The reason I ain't been talking about the Lakers because I feel like ever since LeBron came back, he fucked up the chemistry. Like I don't even watch highlights. Hey, what's up? I don't even watch highlights. I don't keep tabs on their ass. I don't even know their record. I don't know if they went in an OT last week. I don't even know if they've been on a winning streak or whatever. I don't even care. Like I really want LeBron out the way for real. As far as like, I'm tired of his ass. Like, bro, retire, bro. We tired of you. Like, you can't do nothing that make me be like, ooh, like it's time to get out the way. He disrupted the chemistry with the Lakers, and LeBron, my boy. The only time I ever not fuck with LeBron is when he left Cleveland and went to Miami. And for them 4 years he was gone, I didn't mess with him like that. Then when he came back, he redeemed himself as far as winning a ring, and then after that, I don't care if he went to Oklahoma, nigga. You know what I mean? But it's time to fall back, bro. Like, god damn, my nigga, like let this shit go. Like, it's like, man, like you ain't gonna never be better than Jordan. I don't give a damn if you win 20 scoring titles, bro. You ain't got the same heart and I'm gonna say this. It's a difference between your mama raising you and then you having a two-parent household. I don't mean to sound crazy, but like the parent with the kid with the two-parent household may come out a little bit more balanced mentally. Like, think about it. Like, look at Jordan history versus LeBron history. Jordan going to the rack, he driving, he getting fouled, punched in the chest, choked out, all type of shit. LeBron crying and all this only kid syndrome shit. You know what I mean? All of that is two different types. One, LeBron had no man in the house. He only had male figures as far as coaches, and then Jordan, who had both of his parents in the house. You know what I mean? Slash brothers and sisters and shit like that. Two different type of animals. You know what I mean? So the Lakers, I ain't been fucking with them. I really don't even really care about the regular season for real till the playoffs for real. But I ain't been fucking with them. You know what I mean? And I really want LeBron to get the fuck out the way. You know what I mean? So Lakers, you know what I mean? I don't even really tap in with them. You know what I mean? They on pause right now. You know what I mean? But enough of them. Yellow Beezy, his mom passed away. He had court. At first, when I heard he missed court, I'm like, damn, he bugging. You got a murder case. It took high waters just to get you out on bond. Your grandma had to get up there and all type of shit. But then when I found out his mother passed, I was like, damn, you know what I mean? So, you know, I don't know what to say. You know what I mean? Just try to hold it down, I guess, and you know what I mean? And sometimes, man, when you think it can't get no worse, just look at Yellow Bees and say, it definitely can get worse. You know what I mean? and you be hearing all these fake internet theories and all that shit. You read the comments on the situation with the man losing his mother. He sacrificed his mother and all that. Like that's the first shit that comes to mind when you in the entertainment world. Like the moment somebody in your family die, you sacrifice them for a role for the Expandables or some shit. Like you know what I mean? So nah, man. Sometimes shit happens. You know what I mean? But Tribe TV. You know what I mean? You know how we do Tribalist Effect. You know what I mean? Testosterone booster, 2 capsules a day, results in 7 days, 60 capsules in here. Shopify, show y'all, man. Remember, Shopify, Tribe Culture TV 83. You don't be playing on here, man. Online apparel. All you gotta do, Shopify app, put that shit in the cart. I get it to you. You know what I mean? Just like how Amazon get it to you. You know what I mean? Waters, you feel me? All of that shit. So your boy, like I say, when you don't see me on here, I'm plotting, strategizing. You know what I mean? This year is all about progress and so many hidden things to come. You know what I mean? A lot of things is gonna moves is gonna be made. You know what I mean? And you will see the changes. You know what I mean? And trust me, I'm not gonna make a move. That's not gonna be a move. You know what I mean? So you're gonna see some changes. You know what I mean? And until then, try Game TV. Tap in with your boy, like, comment, subscribe, go to my YouTube post, check for updates. Tap in with y'all tomorrow. Tribe Game.